Cause all I need is faith, I need is hope. And I know I can do it on my own. If not, I got my family with me, yo. I remember we was kids and now we old. That's why I'm thankful for the people that I know.
All right, man. Welcome. I just want to thank you guys as listeners for watching. This is the first episode of the Creative Believers podcast, where we're just giving tools, resources, life advice, whatever. We're just coming together to talk about what it means to be a creative and how we keep our mind right. We keep everything smooth and everything going. But first, I just want to go through introductions. I'm Chad. I perform as Who Am I TV.tv. Create yourself so the world doesn't. You can find my music everywhere. To my right, she can introduce herself.
What's up, y'all? My name is Rose. I am a wellness advocate, visual artist, and community engagement person. I just love building communities.
Period. I'm Chandler. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a fitness guru. Period. Follow me at my_channel. Let's get active.
Period.
Hey.
Period.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. My name is Siobhan Scarlett. I am a YouTuber, a naturalista. What?
You have a microphone.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's try again. Hey, everybody. My name is Siobhan Scarlett. I'm a YouTuber. I am a naturalista. I'm a biology major for heart surgery. Period. Call me Dr. Surgeon Bay.
Word. I mean, we can toast. I was waiting to toast. I tried to wait.
Oh, word.
Toast with everybody. This is a toast to us, toast to creativity, toast to the impact that we can make on the people. Okay, I wanted to start off by asking everyone, what is your purpose? What do you think your purpose is? There's a 3-question thing. What is your purpose? What have you done privately to prepare you to walk into that? And what do you want to do with your purpose publicly to help your community?
Yeah, Rose, you got that one.
Yeah,
my
first.
boy.
You got to start right to left.
Dang, what my purpose is. I really believe that my purpose is changing as I get older and as I learn more and more about myself. So if I were to say broadly what I believe my purpose is, it really is to get people comfortable enough with being themselves. Like just out of conversations I've had recently with people, they always tell me like, yo, when I'm done having a conversation with you, I just feel really good about myself. I just feel really like filled and just like I'm ready to take on the world. I feel really empowered. So I feel like my purpose is really just to bring that out of people. So are we just doing the first one and then going around, or
No,
all three?
I was going to ask you. So privately,
Okay.
Like what have you had to do, so that when you step out in public, you can walk into that?
Wow.
Just one thing.
A loaded
like,
question.
Yeah, I'm like,
I know. Sorry.
Jesus.
what is one thing I had to do in private? I think a lot of it has to do with my like level of self-awareness that I have built or grown, I guess I would say. Like it takes a lot to uphold the level of energy that I think people need. So in that, like I have to make sure that I am pouring into myself first, and that what everybody else is getting is simply the overflow. And yeah, so I would definitely say just constantly like checking myself, being in therapy as well has been huge for me. And just making sure that I take care of myself first and then can do that.
So if y'all don't know, Rose has some of the craziest energy you meet,
Amen.
man. You know, like she'll uplift you, just her smile. You can't be, if you're mad around Rose, you woke up and chose violence that day. Like, there's nothing
Pour
wrong
over on me. Pour over on me.
Period.
I got you.
So Rose, ideally, and you could just give us like one thing, how would you like to see that purpose manifested in real life to like help people and like
My first thought was through media. So that was like the medium in which I want to kind of do that. Because I don't believe I'll be able to touch everybody in person, but whether it's like a show that I'm doing or, you know, podcasts like this, events, like I think through media is going to be the way that I'm going to spread that love, spread that energy.
Agree.
Good job.
Where
Good job.
So, man, kind of to piggyback off what Rose said, I believe that, you know, my purpose is to use music to actualize people and to create a lane for people who previously didn't have a lane. And so, like, there were some things when I was growing up that just wasn't cool. And if you did them, you probably weren't comfortable doing them in public, and it just made you feel weird and, like, boxed in. And I just want to break, like, society's perfect image of, you know, what we think is cool and who we glorify, and just, like, the things that hurt our community that we really think is the thing to do. I want to use my platform in music to, you change that and flip that on its head, as well as just like provide opportunities for creatives that I think are dope. And I just want them to know that it's real. You can do it. This is not a dream. This is something that we can do. Privately, I journal a lot. I pray a lot, but exercise has been like one of the things that, has given me discipline in my life. And publicly, what I want to do is, man, I just want to throw events. I want to put out more albums. I want to have more merchandise with positive affirmations. I just want to provide the lifestyle, the uniform, the music, the soundtrack for a successful creative. So that's my thing.
Amen.
Word.
Come on, boy. You said that.
Okay, my purpose. This is a funny question.
I think you gotta come up, Mama.
Let me come up on you. Crazy question, because I actually spent a whole year praying on this. Like, God, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And I feel like he put on my heart to be a light. And my name Chandler means candle maker.
Come on.
So like a light in every room, in every setting, unapologetically being yourself. And that ties in with fitness. Like, fitness helps me personally to remain my highest self, helps me my mind, physically, nutrients, what I put in my body is a reflection of the energy that I put out. So I just really feel like every gift and talent that God has given me, just to be that light, go 100 in everything you do. And I feel like that's my purpose. And also something in ministry. I'm still talking to God, dabbling in it, but he going show me, he going to reveal. Privately. So I went through a crazy fitness journey. I was like 275, 280 pounds. I lost weight, got down to like 128. Now I'm building. I'm like 145. I'm building muscle now. So privately, I just been working, literally working on myself. And as I just remain at my highest frequency, I pour that energy into other people. And I see how it benefits other people, how everyone around me just benefits off me in the same. And publicly, I want to train. I want to do nutrition, so like meal prep. And I really do feel like what's in your gut is a reflection of everything, your mood, your attitude, your energy. I just want to make, just like Rose said, like people feel comfortable with being themselves. That's really a goal. Like everyone is trying to put on for other people. I want you to put on for yourself. Like do what makes you happy. That's a goal of mine. Publicly.
I think you could slide this down, Chelsea. So it's not. I don't know how to unloosen it.
No.
But I think that's such a loaded question, and you guys gave amazing answers. So I'm like last, like all right. I think for me personally, finding your purpose is a lifelong journey, and it's gonna take for me more than a couple of years of revision of the things that I was revising on for me to understand the impact of purpose. For a long time, I felt like a lot of people just saw the, hey, Siobhan, hey, girl, because that's what I give off every day, bubbly energy. And I think even listening to you say that you want to be a light, I feel like I've gotten that so many times. I'll be in the grocery store, I'll be in, the nail salon, something like, your energy is just, and I could have the worst day, but that's just my output, you know what I'm saying? So I think for me, one of the things that God is trying to bring to the forefront in terms of purpose is being the reason that people know good in the world, being the reason that somebody believes like, dang, that's a good person. Like, dang, I don't have to, lie. I don't have to be shiesty. I don't have to, I could be myself around this person and still be accepted regardless. So I think I hope that's what my purpose is budding towards. In terms of privately, I feel like meditation is one of the biggest forms of self-love. And a lot of people think it's like this spiritual huge thing, but you can really just meditate and just be in your comfort of yourself, and just like, dang, what did I do today? Reflect on what you had done today, what, how you felt today, who made you feel what. So that's something that I've been focusing on doing. And in terms of going forward and being public with it, aside from wanting to be a heart surgeon and save those who, need it, as well as like low income and low, healthcare resources, I think that my purpose would be best used with, people my age. You know, some people want to impact kids. I don't really want to impact kids.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Not like little kids. Yeah.
But, you know, looking at, I can't do no kids. But, you know, looking at the 20-somethings and thinking that they can't do it or they're running out of time or, you know, their plan has been messed up by this event. Like, I'm a living testimony that absolutely no. You can literally overcome every time. So I think that's what I want my purpose to be. So, yeah.
That's good.
Beautiful,
That's
beautiful.
good.
All right, guys. So we have these cards, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass it down to the left, and when it comes to you, just pick a card, answer the question, and we just pass it.
Oh, I gotta shuffle the deck or anything?
You can pick a random one. You can pick the top one. You know what I mean? I tried to give it a little shuffle before I split it off.
See it live. Let me see what I'm picking out here. I don't wanna.
Don't be peeking now.
All right, let me pick, you know, the third.
Oh, I didn't even introduce the topic. Oh, the topic for today is the mindset to success. So we're going to just be discussing how we can stay in the right, positive, motivated mindset to keep chasing your goals and visions. That's a good thing to do. I'm glad I remembered that.
Yes.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I shuffled the deck, and the question I got, of course, was, what is a healthy mindset you have to maintain in a relationship? If single, how do you keep a healthy mindset while dating?
Jeez, of course.
Heavy question. Unpack that.
How much time we got? We got 18. Okay. What is a healthy mindset you have to maintain in a relationship? I'm going to only speak for Siobhan Scarlett because I can only do that. For me, I think one of the most important things that leads to healthy mindset is understanding compromise and understanding that you can't look for perfection. And I think it's hard. What?
Nah, I wasn't raising my hand. It was something bad.
I think it's hard, especially for me. I'm going to speak for myself. I think it's hard trying to discern, hey, maybe I'm looking for perfection. Like maybe I'm looking for you to have absolutely nothing wrong, so I have nothing to fix. Make sense? So yeah. I think for me, compromise and understanding that people are not going to, one, react how you want them to, and you can't have these grand expectations of people because that's how you get disappointed, right? So there's that. And then if single, how do you keep a healthy mindset while dating? Child, big single, okay? Big single, okay? How do you keep a healthy mindset while dating? I think trying not to get invested into one person. If you're one of those people that throws yourself into your partner, like whatever you got is what I got. You know what I'm saying? Your issue is my issue. I'm one of those people. I love you from the door. If you meet me in the grocery store, can I pay for your bill? You know, because I'm just like that off rip. Like once I feel like, you know, this person likes me and we have that agreement of, oh, I want to deal with you. I want to deal with you. Understanding that, just understanding that everybody, like I said, reacts differently and you can't control every single situation. I think that's one of the key quality traits to have while dating single or just dating your partner, you know, irregardless of time, just knowing like, hey, this person's going to change. They're allowed to change their mind. They're going to compromise on things they probably wouldn't have compromised before. You know what I'm saying? Right. That could be a testament to you, your energy and what you bring to the table. That could be a testament of what they're learning from having you around, you know? So just being open to that. You aren't me and I'm not you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to end it with this. Somebody once told me, let people do what they want to do so you can see what they rather do.
Yeah. Heavy.
Shout out.
Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Heavy. Big single. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, but did anybody else want to comment on that question?
Yeah, did anybody else? If you need me to read it again, I will.
I would.
Healthy mindset to maintain in a relationship.
So I'm in a relationship and I feel like my foundation is God. Mm-hmm. Whatever we're going through something personally together, we're going to sit down, we're going to talk to God about it first. Let's check him with our spirit before we check him with our flesh, and then let's move forward and handle it.
That was a bar.
That's me personally. We checking in with Big G.
You know.
Word.
Yeah.
I respectfully. Rose, you got anything to say about the dating life?
Hell yeah. 2 things. One thing was definitely like, what I did, like I genuinely didn't know that love was not like it is in the movies.
Ooh,
like
girl.
That was something I was like, wait a minute. So you're telling me we're not gonna meet and then in 3 days we're not gonna fall in love? Like,
girl,
like I just
kiss
I
in the
didn't,
rain?
Like I didn't really understand.
Like, I don't understand.
I didn't get it. I really didn't understand. So I think like growing up in like the very like Disney world and then kind of hitting reality was like, you know, people are actually people and we all are flawed beings, and just making sure that I am, like I said, pouring into myself. So what's bringing to the second thing is that like I'm single right now, but in a relationship, I'm learning now that whatever routine I have right now, making sure that I, you know, pray in the morning, meditate, you know, I'm eating right, I'll work out. If that changes once I get into a relationship, we have a problem.
Ooh,
if
girl.
anything that I'm doing to take care of myself kind of gets put by the wayside when a man comes in there, that's when I know it's like I need to refocus and I need to get my priorities straight again, and then we could continue. But
Those are your red flags, child.
Very much so.
Ooh.
Very much so. Yeah.
I mean, I just think that it's really dangerous to look for completion in another person, right? And so sometimes you can get in a relationship or a situationship. I'm not judging, you know, whatever you into, get into it. But like you kind of have to know who you are before you go into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know I'm being very careful to make sure that I'm not going into something wanting this female to, you know, like fill some type of void that I have within me to make me feel like I'm this better person. Guys think of girls as accessories sometimes. So it's like, you know, my girl is a status symbol. I mean, and I ain't judging you. Like, if your girl bad, but you should feel confident in who you are with or without a significant other. I think that's yeah.
I was just going to add on. I agree with what you're saying, and it just reminded me, I had to write it down. Agree with everything you just said to the extent that your love isn't too much. Like what you're asking for of people, especially women and men, because it doesn't get told to men enough. What you're asking for out of somebody isn't too much, because there's going to be somebody that comes along that makes you realize, yo, I'm not crazy for asking for communication.
Right.
I'm not crazy for asking you to go, you feel me, to spar with me on my creative ideas. I'm not crazy for asking you to be my head, you know, while I be you know what I'm saying? I think that was something I had to learn. Like I used to think that, dang, what I'm asking is wild. Like just text me when you get home type stuff. Like make sure you straight. Do you not see it like that? And it had me questioning it. Like, dang, am I really asking for a lot? But you're not, because the person that agrees to go through hell with you, right, will stand there with you regardless. They're going to sit there and say, nah, it's not too much to text you when I get home. Nah, it's not too much to, even while I'm upset, even while we're angry, not go to bed angry. Right. It's not too much to put the you know, the BS aside to pray with you real quick, because I know that you have an exam today, irregardless of us arguing. Yeah. You're not crazy. Yeah. Somebody will come along and love you like you asked to be loved and then supersede that. So it's no reason to, child. Like, I'm talking about used to grovel. Like, we can work it out, I promise.
Used to beg.
Boy.
For what?
All right, go ahead, sis.
Yeah, good question, Chatty. Pick that good one, Chan. Pick that good one.
No plan B. How do you get to a point where you are 100% sure about what you want to do?
Ooh. In like relationships or in life?
Life.
Wow.
Word. So I say for me personally, it took a lot of prayer. It took finding myself. It took me going through a low place by myself to realize who I am, what I love, and what I can physically put my full energy into at all times. Like, I wake up, think about fitness. I go to sleep thinking about fitness. I'm thinking about my clients. I'm thinking about my meal preps. I'm thinking about, okay, how can I get them to push them to the next level, their highest self? My mind is surrounded and filled with it. It's on my heart. I pray about it. God gives me signs. So it's faith-based. Like, I'm actually, crazy question, because it's just, literally, I just found, I would say, my passion, my purpose this year. Like, I've been doing fitness since, like, freshman year of high school. I was going on 3 years, but, like, I just sat down, checked myself, looked at myself, checked in with God, like, God, what do you have me out here doing? What you want from me? What you want from me? And
send me a sign.
He's been showing me through my own testimony, through other people, and I think that once you know your passion, just like Chad said, like, your dream is not far-fetched. Like, that's your passion, go full throttle. If you don't feel that every day, then recheck yourself. Maybe that's not your passion. If that's not on your heart to go 100, then word. What's up? What you doing?
Right.
What you doing?
Man, I would just say that, like, I believe that we were all created with a purpose, right? And so when I was going through my period where I'm like, dang, what am I supposed to be doing? I literally, all I had to do was like look back in my life and see the good and the bad and how it prepared me for where I'm at right now. So like, man, I would just go back and say, you know, I was introduced to music at a young age through the church. I went through this hardship that prepared me for this. So a lot of times we like, and it's crazy we're talking about success mindset. A lot of times we think about our past and we're victims. We think that we're victims of our circumstances or our past or our family situation. But in reality, how God works is like, man, those same things that you think is holding you back is what really are like the tools that's going to help you find your purpose and impact the world. So that's what I do, man. Like I have journals dating back years and years. And when I'm lost or I'm just stuck, I pull out the oldest journal, I go through it, pull out the next one, go through it. And by the end of it, I'm like, oh, I'm exactly where I need to be. Like it all pointed up. So yeah.
Can I tag on something you just said? I actually want to put people on exactly what you said.
Come on, shameless plug.
Got the books in here. Like you said, you're not a victim to, the things you go through, your family, the past stuff. Both of these tag on that crazy. So like, Battlefield in the Mind is a good genre. It's called Strongholds, and they're mental bondage that people place on. No, the devil. I'm sorry, not people. The devil places on your mind way back when. So like, he could be, me personally, patience. I used to not like being alone, stuff like that. So that's a stronghold. And I would think to myself like, oh, why? Why don't I like that? I can't put a finger on it. So like, that's a stronghold he placed on my mind, and it's something that this book teaches you the weapons to break strongholds.
Let me ask a question to the group. My fault. You just inspired me.
Show the people.
My question to the group is, what do you think is a stronghold right now that if you overcome it will take you to the next level?
I'm going to tap on it real quick. Patience. And I asked God. So I've been actually had a crazy couple months, went through, had a low point, and I got like into an accident. I've been without a car for a couple months. Like, these things was happening to me in the midst of great things happening to me. Like with fitness, like God opening doors. And I sat down. You got to give God that time alone. So sometimes people are praying and like, oh, he's not answering. Give that time alone for you to listen so he can talk to you. So I sat down and I'm like, what are you trying to teach me? He instantly put on my heart, like, patience. You're always rushing. You're always rushing to get to the next place. Slow down. Patience. You good? Rock out. And I feel like it reflects crazy because I've always been an impatient person. I've always wanted things instantaneously since I was young. So it's my passion, tapping into fitness. God, I feel like he placed that in my life to teach me patience. Because if you want to meet this goal, take 2 years. You can give up. Go ahead. You ain't gonna meet it. You're gonna have to adapt patience. So I feel like that's my stronghold, and I'm overcoming it, and it feels good.
And it's crazy because you be like, dang, if I only would have had patience 5 years ago, look where I would.
What is everyone else's thing that they think that?
Mine is procrastination, and I'll say people pleasing, but more of like I'll get very distracted with what everybody else is doing rather than pouring into myself. So there's that, and then just like the procrastination. That's something that I'm like, I don't know what it is just yet. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if it's just like that analysis paralysis. Like, it's so many things that it could be, but definitely procrastination and just like not just starting. And that done is better than perfect, and just do it. But it's all of that.
Perfect.
Wait, so now let's just dig into that for a second. How does one, because I've been through that, I'm sure every creative goes through that. How does one get from procrastinating to actually making moves? What are some tips? What can somebody do?
Just do it. Like,
I was just about to say, 99U Teaches is a book called 99U. Get it for all creatives. Tap into it. It's crazy. There's a difference. Either you're going to do it or you're not. It's no such thing as trying. You sitting on it, you procrastinating, you going to go full throttle, or you not going to do it. You holding yourself back. I think that's literally do it.
Yeah, I think I watched a lot of Steve Harvey, a lot of TED Talks and stuff like that, and I heard him give Uncle Steve. He gave a lot of he gave a talk about getting out of your own way, and it's me versus me standing in my own way.
Always.
Just how you said earlier, God is you literally providing the provision that you asked for in the abundance that you asked for, and how you gonna ask for something you're not ready for?
How you gonna ask for
How
something
you
you're
gonna
not
ask for
ready
somebody?
for?
So I think my stronghold is getting out of my own way, as well as I get into these blocks where I think I can't. You ever see somebody excelling with their gift, and you see somebody else trying to excel with that same gift, but that's not the gift for you. That's why you're not working, because that gift don't belong to you. You just saw somebody being great at podcasting, at being great at brand create. Shout out, create yourself.
That felt personal.
You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? You know what? You see somebody on their own doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you like, damn, I want to do that. Like, damn, why am I not there yet? Comparison is the thief of joy all the time.
Guys, battlefield of the mind. Get it. Get it. I swear,
Like,
changed my life, bro.
Comparison is and not happiness. Comparison is the thief of actual utter joy. To really be elated about something or doing something. Like, what makes me happy is making people happy, which is why I want to do healthcare. I want to be able to look at you and say, yes, your dad made it through surgery. Yes, this is pro bono because I know your situation. Not because the money isn't there or I'm doing good, but because, like, dang, you can go home and, wow, God sat there and took the time to make that person find their gift so that I could be with and not without. I don't have time. I don't have time. So yeah, I think that's my stronghold, getting out of my own way and people pleasing. So yeah.
People pleasing.
Y'all not about to have me
thing.
preaching
Me
here.
too.
Man, so yeah, I mean, my stronghold, and it always comes as a surprise to people, but it's like, it is what it is, man. It always comes down to confidence to like do what you know you're supposed to do, right? And so, like I tell this to people and they'll be like, bro, what are you talking about? But like, I literally force myself to do the things that I do because I know that I was purposed for it. And I feel like it's disrespectful to have a gift and not use it to the creator. Like, it's disrespectful. But like, man, there's so many times where I felt like, yo, I should have just talked to that random person, like, even though I didn't know him. And I was like, nah, I don't know him, so let me not, you feel me? Or so many times where I should have performed, and I'm like, nah, let me not, I don't want to. And I disguise it as, I don't want to be a nuisance to no one, or I don't want to be. But really, all it is like my whole life, I let people tell me I was arrogant or that I was crazy for doing this, and eventually, I just believed it. And that was like, Chandler, I know she about to say Battlefield of Mine.
No.
She about to plug this book one more time, y'all.
Excuses be gone. Get it, guys.
So that's my thing, man. Like, if I can just walk in full faith and know that, you know, I was purposed to do everything that God puts on my heart, I think that next level would just be right there.
So I have a question for you, Chad, regarding music, your music.
I love those. I love those.
Just so y'all know, Reflections EP out right now. Self-titled, been out, you know what I'm saying? Get on that. When it comes to you in terms of all the creatives who want to do music or production or be in the industry, right? How do you deal with finding your sound and not being like everyone else and having that confidence, like, dang, I really just put this on the track and this is hard, you know what I'm saying? And not getting discouraged that you're not where you want to be music-wise. Because I feel like with everybody just popping up out of the blue, you know what I'm saying, in the last 5-something years, like your Gunners, your Lil Babies, your Thugs, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just rising, and it just feels like it happened overnight for them. How does that feel as an artist who's on an amazing come up, in my opinion?
Thank you.
You know, how does that feel, just seeing that and knowing that you have something amazing as well?
I mean, at an unhealthy point, I guess it could feel bad, but like, I'm not, you know, when I look at the type of comments that I get and the type of impact that people have, to me, it's just like, that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, if I continue to build and have just a slow grind, by the time I get to the top, if God bless, if that's what God even wants for me to be like at a top and like on those type of people's levels, I know that the people that are going to be supporting me are going to continue to pour into my brand, and I'm going to continue to pour into them. So like, shout out to them. Like, those are dope artists. I just know for me, when it comes to my sound and what I'm doing, I always been authentic to my story.
Period.
And, you know, I hate to just say like the messages, but like the message, the DMs or the comments, they really are telling.
Yeah.
That it's impactful.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, what are numbers? People buy numbers. I could buy 1 million followers, but
cannot buy impact.
you can't buy somebody who you changed their life off of me doing what I love.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
make sure y'all write that down.
Right.
Y'all can buy numbers. You can't buy
I
impact.
also want you to answer that first part of her question about the sound.
Having your own sound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, how did you come to find the Chadwick sound?
Nah,
You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
I mean, so I love music. Like I'm a nerd. So I studied music. It like before I knew sound, I grew up in church. So like I would copy church sounds. I would copy sounds I liked. But eventually, when it came to finding my sound, man, it was just it was about one, just learning and understanding music enough to be able to do it creatively. And then two, like I produce, I write the songs, I engineer the songs. And so at every point of the song, I'm making decisions based off of the vibe and the mood that I want. So like, my first rap was like a Meek Mill rap, honestly.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Just to see what your
love
sound
to hear that.
is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to hear
So
that.
my first joint was a Meek Mill joint, for surely.
Yeah, we need to hear that, like, off camera.
But then, like, man, I actually remember, this is my last point I'm gonna make to it, because I used to do both, like my own type of music and then like future type stuff, because people will always tell me like that's not what people listening to. Like, people listen to X, Y, and Z. But I had a conversation with my dad, man. He came downstairs and he was just like, he said something along the lines of like, you got to know what you represent. Like I hear you making stuff over here, you making stuff over there, but if you really want to make it, you got to stand on something and keep moving with it. And that's when I changed my name, and that's when like once I changed the name to Who Am I, it had to be my sound. Like I couldn't be Who Am I and sound like somebody else. That don't even make sense.
Right.
Wow,
So,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was that.
That's hard. We gotta hear that Meek Mill thing. You're not out of that though.
I forgot,
You ain't out of that
Mic, I
though, my
gotta
boy.
hear that.
We gotta hear that
man.
that dirty Meek Mill with the dirty braids, like.
This one's for everyone, right? It says, you have to love yourself before you can love others. Everyone think of their 3 favorite things about themselves. Let's give some time.
First.
I will definitely go first. I love me, man. It's lit. Man, I just think that my talent is first and foremost. Like I could sit down and make a full song in 1 hour, and it's so hot. And, like I'll do it on live. People could watch me, and it's just like that's my number 1 favorite thing. 2, it would have to be perseverance. Like when people are telling me, like if people are counting me out or calling me weird or saying I'm making wrong moves, like that don't deter me. Like I'm always going to do whatever's on my heart and on my mind. So like just that strength to be able to stand out. And 3rd, like honestly, it's fashion. I really like to speak through clothes and speak through aesthetics and vibes. And so
You do got the sneakers on Jack.
thank you.
He not showing y'all his sneakers, but he got on some drippy.
I'll show the people. That's just a little. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
so yeah, that's my favorite 3 right there. I'll throw it up to whoever's feeling it in the spirit.
Hey, Rose. Any volunteers tribute?
Where first I would say my spirit. Like I really feel like I am able to connect with people through all walks of life, and I just feel like my spirit shows up first in the room. I was talking to somebody today, and he was like, "You just have an aura about you." Like he called me like a swan, but it was like your presence can't be ignored. Basically, is what he was trying to say. So I was like, all right, swan, cool, I'll take it, but I do see what you're trying to say. So that is like one of my biggest compliments. I do love that about myself. 2, I would say my heart. I think I got a big heart. I am such a giver. And
So sorry.
What?
I'm so sorry.
What happened?
I really think these
He
are
just turned
directional
the mic,
mics,
yeah.
and I think they only are supposed to work one way.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, look.
Wow.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Yes,
look at it.
yes.
Okay, so the black has to be towards you. Yep.
Okay.
Crazy.
Now you could just spin that on for sure. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
right.
My boy. Yes, sir, my boy. He was looking around like, and I was like, what is he looking at?
It's cool. The audio's cool. Your spirit, they can feel your spirit when you walk in the room.
yeah,
That's
right.
first and
Yeah.
foremost. Go ahead.
Okay. What's the other thing I say? Oh, I said my heart. I'm such a giver. Like community service and just community engagement are some things I always love to do, and I think we need more of that in the world. It's really just like some selfless people.
Yeah.
So that is 2. And then 3, I feel like I kind of said it already, but the fact that I'm able to connect with so many different people, no matter where they came from, what they look like. I think that's definitely something I really love about myself, because I'm able to reach a bunch of different people. And if my goal, again, is to make sure that, people see themselves, the way God sees them, and just like who they really are, I just love the fact that I'm able to really just connect with people, just no matter who they are. So,
Facts. Love it.
yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback off. I'm gonna actually call it, just like I said, a light, but like it's tied to spirit. I feel like, dang, lost my thought that fast. Light, spirit. I feel like that's tied to peace. I'm a very peaceful person. Mentally, I'm normally always in a good headspace, even if obstacles come.
That's fire.
Even when obstacles come, I try my best to remain in a good headspace to, not put any. I try to never pass on negative energy. Not let my low times make people bring their frequencies down. I feel like too, I always really knew who I was as a person. I feel like I'm still finding out myself. I won't say that, but like, as far as being in different crowds, maybe people who I wasn't really necessarily was supposed to be around, I feel like people benefit off me because I stand for something. I don't fall for anything. Ooh. So like, I've always been like, people, I'm not for the peer pressure. I'm not for anything that's lower than who I am.
Yeah.
And I felt like that really benefited other people because they like, word.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't gotta.
Yeah.
Word. Okay.
Yeah.
And my last thing, I'm gonna say, I'm so grateful. I've always, due to my parents raising me been raised in a spiritual family. I've always been a spiritual being. Like, I can recall me young, like second, third grade, running home like, Mom, where's my Bible? Where's my Bible? Yeah. I had a friend across the street like, she wants to get saved. She wants to get saved. Yeah. Like, young, I probably didn't know everything I needed to tell her, but I was running over with that Bible. Like, okay, in this scripture, probably knew John 3:16 and two others, but guess what? I'm going to share that with you. And, like, I've always been very transparent with my testimony. Like, let me tell you how I got through. I'm not trying to push my spiritual on you, but, like, let me tell you what personally worked for me. Who's been on my side the whole time, and I'm hoping that, he's always there with you. I'm hoping that you can see that light in yourself and like tap in. Like, I've always been that spiritual person. I'm just thank God for it yesterday. Like, thank you for how my parents raised me. Like, thank you, because God says, like, if you raise them up young, like they'll carry that out when they're older, and it has, like, really 360. Shout out to my parents.
Thanks.
I know she's gonna watch this.
I think that one of my best traits about myself is my ability to constantly learn. I think always being like a student of the game is really important to not get like overhyped. So, people might see me, like I'm in heart surgery school, you feel what I'm saying? But like you said, I'm grateful for the way my parents raised me to be humble, to be, down to earth. My parents are straight from Jamaica, okay? It don't get no more Caribbean than my house, okay? So with, learning that I can fail, learning that, it is okay to tumble. You do not have to be, standing at perfect posture and win every single thing. You are going to lose. And just being able to learn how to bounce back from that, like, and not stay down in the tunnel. And I think it took me a long time being peer pressured, being the straight A student, being the one that's going to retire your parents, being the hot doctor kid. It's like child. You know what I'm saying? But, learning and being a student of the game, I'll always be grateful for it. That's my first thing. I think my second thing is, I would say my heart as well. I know everybody kind of said it, and we're kind of similar, but, I really genuinely like making people's day, even if it's at my expense sometimes. I'll be okay with, you bringing Rose, even if me and Rose aren't on the best of terms. Let's say that, I'm having an event, I want you there. Bring her, because I know that's going to make you comfortable. And as long as you're comfortable, I can rock out with anything. So I think that willingness to bend when, given to the right people is an amazing thing, because you really see how people will respect you if you give the leeway, or if you give that, okay. So that's the second thing. I think my heart, my, being a student of the game. And then lastly, I would say my new appreciation for life. I think it's hard to remember that you are not the entire world. There are other things, other people. If you were to just, go out and stand in nature and, people do nature walks and stuff like that and just listen to how the water moves under the bridge and how the leaves rustle and how you are just a molecule. It makes thinking about the future less hard because you have to transition, whatever your religion is, whatever you believe in, you're not going to stay here in this body, in this. So for me, that appreciation of life allowed me to be grateful to being a good person of character. You know what I'm saying? Having good character. Like at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do, but you should know that you should feel from somebody else how much they care about you, how much I respect you, because I'm not going to put you in harm's way. I'm not going to put you in any position to make you feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that appreciation for life, just understanding that, you know what, you're not everything.
Word.
You are just a molecule sometimes, you know?
No, I love that. I love that because recently I've been, like, I'll just be out about in public and just really start to think about, like, yo, we all are literally in our own worlds.
In our own
If you think
worlds.
about another person, they experience this day different. They experience their entire life differently.
Crazy.
And just like you said,
different lens.
we all have a part to play. And it's just like we just got to stay focused on that part, on that purpose, and just know that, like you said, it's not all about us.
Yeah, like
it's
and
not
the
about us
problems,
at all.
the problems will minimize. Once you realize that you're this one thing, that thing that you've been stressing over, damn, I can't get the song out. Dang, I really can't think about these lyrics. You go stand in some nature, go stand in your element, whatever that is, whether that be the studio, the art room, the pew, whatever that is, you stand in your element and you'll realize, like, dang, I was doing a lot. I was stressing over something that's already been done. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just working.
That reminds me of the
stuff.
question you asked me about, like, when people are, how do I feel about people who might blow up overnight and I'm putting in the work in, and how does that feel? But it's like, man, I think a big shift for me musically was disassociating myself with the vision. And so, like, I'm doing this obviously in part for myself, but there's a bigger thing that God put on me, and God's plan never fails.
Ever.
So it's like I found myself stressing a lot when I was, like, out there trying to just get my name up, or like just trying to prove myself to people that I'm the hottest rapper out or something like that. Then once it became a thing where it's like, nah, like this is doing something for people and for you. Like,
Right.
you
It's
writing
bigger than
it,
you.
You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than you. It helped me, like, step back and not be so, like, I don't know, like looking at other people like, dang, why I'm not there, or how come I'm not?
It's crazy because you always compare yourself to the major motion picture people put out, because you never see the behind the scenes. Never see.
Chapter 10.
Stop
Chapter
comparing
2.
yourself on social media.
Never,
Stop.
Oh
you
my
don't
gosh,
never,
please don't.
Stop
you never
comparing
see
yourself on
nobody
socials.
fumble. You never see, a Moneybagg Yo track that gets taken off the song. You just get the album, and you think that's hot fire. You don't remember when people was, not remember, but you don't think about, he had to struggle too. You don't think about, these people, Hove being somebody that struggled. You just know that he's probably one of your favorite rappers of all time. You know what I'm saying? So that's also the part of, comparison is a thief of joy. Hence why I asked you that, because I feel like, especially in music, especially in the arts, especially in something that's completely expressive, right? It's your fact, but somebody else's opinion. You know what I'm saying? And they just might agree with you on that. Just knowing that, like you said, separating yourself from the vision and who you are and what you are to the vision. I think that's important.
And that's like why this stuff like this podcast is here, and like the events we want to throw. It's because I remember just going through certain situations and not knowing how to handle it, and wishing that, like, the rappers that I looked up to would give me advice in this area, because I can get advice from a teacher, but I'm not trying to be a teacher. Like, I can get advice from I'm not trying to be that. And it's like, the name of the game is put out the perfect image. So I can never like look to one of my favorite rappers to figure out how to get through what I'm struggling with. But like stuff like this podcast that's why I asked what y'all purpose is, so that whoever has a similar purpose that's watching can really, like,
tap in.
Word.
Yeah, because you can't learn how to make $1 million from a thousandaire. Facts.
Where last thing I was gonna mention too is, like, for me, I really try not to compare myself, because I always pray to God that, like, please do not give me a blessing I'm not ready for. Like, that's something I'm like, I know I want this thing, but if I'm not positioned for it, I don't want it yet.
Every prayer.
I don't want it
Mess
yet.
around and fumble the bag.
Yeah.
Trying to get it quick.
Nope.
Looking at the cards, that's what we do now.
Oh, dang. My bad. Okay.
Browsing them jaws.
Straight cheating.
Yikes. This one feels good.
Word. The paper.
What is the number one thing that motivates you to do what you love?
Oof.
Well, first of all, what do I love?
What do you love? Right, let's start there.
Let's start right there.
What do I love? I really love wellness. Like, I really, really, very much so am passionate about wellness because I was once in a place where I didn't care about my wellness. I didn't, and again, wellness as the entire sphere, as the physical, emotional, spiritual, social, occupational environment. Like,
You better give them the rundown.
Give me the 8. Give me the 8.
all of them.
She said occupational training. What?
Wait, all right. So it's physical, emotional, spiritual, occupational, environmental, financial.
I was gonna say, there's no bread in there. No financial.
Gotta be financial.
Financial, and then there's a couple more. I don't quite remember. So, all right. What was the question? Dang.
What's the
What
number one thing
motivates
that
you?
motivates you to do what you love?
Yeah. Because now it's like I'm in a place where I know what it feels like to pour into myself. I know what it feels like to
That was
take
a
care of
bar.
myself. Like, you know, like as somebody who grew up very much so like, what do you need? What do you want? I'm there for you. I got you. And then I'm here making myself, you know, pour myself out. So just to have that feeling of like, damn, I can ask you what you need, but like know that I'm also good too. So I would say that was the number one thing that motivates you. Yeah, I would just say it's like having something that I didn't once have is a really different feeling when it's something I craved, but I couldn't put into word, or I couldn't quite put into words what it was that I needed. And now that I have or am cultivating that thing, I don't want to lose it again.
Amen. Girl, you over there preaching to
Just
Yeah.
What about you, huh?
Yeah, so my love is music, and my favorite part about music, honestly, is when it all comes together. Like when the song reflects mood. So like how it starts is like you just have this feeling, and you don't know how it's going to come out, but you just know like there's a feeling on my heart or there's something on my head that I just been feeling, and then you sit down and you just find sounds and you find samples, or you might play something, and to an outsider who doesn't make music, it sounds weird. It sounds haphazard. Like, why does he keep replaying this one part? But when it clicks and it's like, oh, it's just that old moment, like, oh, that's what you was going for, or that's what you was feeling. That's my favorite part, and it motivates me. Like, I just had my man who's on my video team, he throws events, and he's throwing a Juneteenth event. And we know the tone of Juneteenth is like slavery, freedom. And I was making 2 songs. I made the first one, and it was cool, you know, some uplifting stuff because it's like modeling, and I know that world. But I was like, it just don't feel right for Juneteenth. Like when I did my research too, because I always do when I make music to make sure I'm just historically accurate. And man, just like I wanted to get that feeling out, and I was like, yo, I just want some dark keys and some. And I was on IG Live and I made it, and I know people was probably listening like, this don't sound like anything. But once you like, it was a moment. It was a moment where it's like it clicked, and random noises turned into a song. That's my favorite. It's like,
That's hard.
that noise turned into a song.
That's
My
love.
bro writes, he sings, he raps, and he produces.
Period.
Nah,
That's his
talented
own
man.
engineering, everything.
Yeah, everything.
Bless.
I love fitness. I would say what motivates me. So I had a client this morning, and I said, "How you feeling today?" She said, "You know, I'm feeling like a brand new person. Like my mind," she begins to tell me, and that's a place that it was a mind renewal to me. Like fitness is way more than a physical aspect. Once you include the nutrition and everything into it, it literally, I would say, a mind renewal. So just creating the best version of yourself motivates me. And I've gained lifelong lessons through fitness, discipline, consistency. And those are things that I struggle with always growing up. So like now I got this in the gym. Like I'm gonna go here. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do. Now let me take that and apply that in school. Let me take that and apply that with my relationships. Like it just helped me as an all around being.
Wow. Yo, something just really clicked for me. That was really crazy.
Nah, go ahead.
That was really,
Click it.
because you had just said, and then like earlier we were talking about your pain is often turned into purpose. Like that's the purpose of, you know, why you go through some things. And I was like, the things I'm praying for are right on the other side of what I'm struggling with.
Right.
And I was like, yikes.
I gotta get out of here.
Bro,
I was
these,
like,
you wanna
wait
know
a
something?
these struggles are
Crazy.
blessings, bro. Like, that's what I be trying to say. Like, the hardships, man, they're blessings. And I be feeling that because sometimes I'm like, yo, why is this happening?
Right.
Like, bro, why me? Like, I just left my season of mess ups. I just left my seasons of not having X, Y, and Z. But then I'm like, yo, I look back, I'm like, every time I was struggling, I came out on top.
Very much
Better.
Very
Like,
much so.
anything that I want. The Bible says, you don't know the plans I have for you. It's abundantly more than you can ever imagine. And it's like,
that's
yo,
heavy.
what I wanted was so minuscule compared to, like,
What he gave.
what I be getting. Like, for what? Why?
And I want to say, like, on to prayer, I realized over the years, over this year in specific, the things that I was praying for, sheesh, God already provided. I kept praying for the same things that he put in my face and I had. And I'm like, dang, like literally, I was complaining one day, complaining to my man, like, going off about this. And he's like, I said, I've been praying about this. I've been putting this into my spirituality. Like, I don't understand. He's like, hold on. You said you was praying about this, but he gave it to you in this way. If you look at it this way, and I'm like I literally
Facts. That's
had to
a good
humble
point.
myself. Like, sheesh, thank you, God. I keep praying for things that I either wasn't ready for. Thank you. Just piggybacked off that. Like, that is a strong prayer. God, please don't give me any blessings that I'm not in the position to receive and go full throttle. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Before we get off, what motivates you to do what you love?
I don't have no answer. Like, that, y'all answers are so amazing. I feel like what do I love? What do I love? Like, and love is a strong word. So figuring out what you really love to do. And not what you've been conditioned to say. Like, oh, I want to be this when I grow up. Oh, I'm really good at this, so I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this works for such and such. So I don't even know if I've narrowed down what I love. No cap.
That's real.
And for me, that's scary, being someone who plans everything to a T. Not having control of that, you know, how fast I can go in this field, or am I in my lane or not? That makes me nervous. So there's that. What motivates me to do what I love? I think what I love, or what I'm learning is what I love, is that I'm proving myself wrong every time. And I'm proving to myself that I do have to get out of my own way, because sometimes the door is right there that I've been praying to be open, and I'm standing in front of it, adding blocks.
Right.
Like, pulling it this way instead of opening it.
Like Dumbo, like. So I think what motivates me is the fact that I can say I did that. You know what I'm saying? Coming from trigger warning for depression and mental, health. Coming from being stupid depressed, being ridiculously ready to not be present anymore, for lack of better words. Being here now, like later, like years later, you know what I'm saying, is like, dang, that's I got up anyway. Like, I went back and did the same things that I was crying and stressing over and ready to be done with. And now they're nothing but pebbles in my shoe. So I think that's what keeps me motivated. Once I find out what I love, it's going to apply to that too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be like, dang, I found out what I like to do. I'm unstoppable. I'm already covered. You feel what I'm saying? That was never an issue. But the fact that I couldn't just get out my own way and get up and be like, Siobhan, it's already written down. Just go live it. Getting out of that way for me is my number one motivation to do so. Learning that, dang, you had that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That was powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
That's fire.
Solid jaunt, man. Before we close out, I just want to take some time to talk about this event that we are planning, right?
Ooh.
Okay.
Shameless plug.
So this event is called Art and Social, and the issue is that vibes like these you can't just walk outside and find. It's very hard to find like-minded people, like-minded creatives. And so what we're doing is we're handpicking purpose-driven creatives to an invite-only event where you can come, network, display your talent, and hopefully find your tribe and your group of people that, will help you get to the next level. And so it's invite-only, meaning we're curating the vibes. And I just wanted to ask everyone, what kind of things are you looking for when you're making this invite list or because the reason why you guys are here is because you guys have your own vibes. And I trust you guys to curate a nice group of people, and I trust your type of people and my type of people type of time. So like, what kind of things do you look for when doing this thing?
I would say that energy, that swan, like you were saying, like just
a nutty
something
example.
about when you walk in that room. Like
Yeah.
I always got that. Like you're that light. You're always, hey, smiley. Like you're always. I'm looking for that energy. Like unapologetically being yourself. Like come here and just be your own vibe. Let us know who you are as a person. Like don't. I feel like your events are very. It gives people the platform to just, what's the right word for it?
Live.
Be like people. You do, open mics. You have the questions. Like people are able to connect with people, their minds. And I've always, people over here smiling, people over here dancing, people over here just don't care, letting loose, being themselves. Just come and be you. Be you, really.
Word, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say for me, it's about having an open mind, open heart, open spirit. So it's like if you're coming there and willing to learn, if you're coming there willing to be vulnerable, willing to meet new people, willing to show up by yourself, like there's just this, I think just like being willing to do things outside your comfort zone is really, really powerful. So in terms of the event, I just think like, especially in South Jersey, like Jersey, we got a whole different vibe and a whole different energy. And I think that for a very long time, it's been like, nah, we got to go to Philly, or like we can't collab and connect. When I know some really dope people from Jersey.
Period.
So I just feel like, again, just people being willing to just introduce themselves to people, to meet people, to connect, to share resources, to say, yo, I met this person last week and I can't quite use, their resources, but I think you could. Or like, yo, I had this idea that I don't quite have the time or the space for right now, but I think this would be great, really for you.
That's fire.
So it's just, again, it's that heart being open. I think that's definitely needed.
I know you heard this for the first time, but you're welcome to invite people. So what kind of thing do you look for when you're just looking at creatives?
Like for space, like for arts and socials, or just creatives in general?
Arts and socials mainly.
Honestly, I'm the opposite. So I'm a little more sensitive about music. Like when I have playlists put together for the vibes, like you said, like I like to have a vibe and be able to stick through that. I'm a little bit more sensitive. So I want people to come to me sensitive about their music. Like I want it to mean so much to you that it matters to me. Like I shameless plug all my friends 24/7 in the grocery store. I'm like, have you seen Carlissa's Instagram, her YouTube? Yeah, it's right here. Write it down. Just because that's just me. Even if I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Now that I know you do fitness, I'm probably gonna be like, it's this girl Shan, you know what I'm saying? She be you in. So I want, when I go to settings like that, like open mics and arts and shows, arts and socials, I wanna
You're really funny.
I want it to matter to you, and I want it to feel that in the room. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be memorable. I want to remember you, and I want to set you aside differently. Like, dang, Chad put this together. Chad got the Create Yourself brand. Chad makes his music. Chad sings his music. Chad also puts this together. Like, dang, I can. You feel me? So that's for me personally, and I'm honored to come and sing.
Yeah, man. I think for me, I'm just looking for, that's the reason why I say purpose-driven creatives, like people who accept the crown that comes with influence. So there's a lot of people who don't know, like, yo, you're influencing people in the wrong way by talking about something that you never been through or making art about stuff that you never been through. I'm just looking for authentic creatives who take their craft serious.
Crown.
So
What'd you say? I'm sorry. You said crown behind the what?
Your
crown behind your influence or something like that? That was a bar.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm just looking for that. Like, there's been so many, and I can't wait till I start sending out these invites, man. Because there's so many people who, like, I've silently behind the scenes been peeping the progression or peeping you continue to drop amazing music or amazing visuals, and I just want to celebrate that. Like, there's not a place where we're all celebrated Because it's hard. It's hard to make music about your real life.
Yeah.
That sounds weird, but it's hard to make art about what's really going on.
Yeah.
And I just want to celebrate those people. So that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Come on, Chadwick.
But yeah, man, I thank you guys, the guests, for being on this thing. This was dope. Good first pod, right? Check it out, man. Creative Believers Podcast. I don't know where it's at yet. Probably Spotify.
We just said merch. Get your merch.
Oh man, shout out to merch.
Come on now, we in here
creativebelievers.com/shop.
You see the maroon, though?
I mean, we're gonna have more colors coming soon, but look.
It's on my knee, bro. All right.
Cause all I need is faith, I need is hope. And I know I can do it on my own. If not, I got my family with me, yo. I remember we was kids and now we old. That's why I'm thankful for the